So what heroes should I main to climb out of silver? Let's answer that in this video. I've handpicked a few heroes for you to learn. These heroes are incredibly effective even if you do not have much experience with them. Now to climb to gold, you don't really need to be extremely good with these heroes. You just need to do your job and not make some basic mistakes. Welcome to episode 4 of Get Out of Silver, a series for anyone who wants to climb out of silver, even if they can't aim. So let's start with the DPS role. You'll find me focusing more about tank and supports because while smurfing in silver, I found out there's a serious lack of tank and support players. So the good news is as long as you do your job as a tank and healer, gives your team a great advantage over the enemy and you should be able to win easily. Now once you reach like mid gold or high gold, you start to need to be a bit more specialized. For the purpose of getting out of silver, a basic tank and a basic healer will do. So for DPS role, I recommend Soldier 76 and Pharah. Okay, so as Soldier 76, you want to focus on dealing a lot of damage to enemy barriers. That's your first job. If the enemy have a tank with barrier, your first job is to get rid of the barriers. The second job is to finish low health targets. If you're doing dual kill, if you're queuing with your friend, a single friend, 2-person queue, highly recommend you play Pharah and get a friend to play Mercy. To be an effective Pharah, you will need a Mercy. Okay, the advantages of Pharmacy is blatant. Okay, at Silver, there's not many good hit scan players. They can't really kill you. I played many games in Silver, okay, while I was smurfing, and I found out if I wasn't the McCree who always shut down Pharmacy, my team is going to lose. Okay, this is not being arrogant or what, but I believe if it's not because of my aim. Okay, my aim isn't silver level, I'm a bit better than that. Okay, so now we go into the tank department. Now, if you want to understand positioning, you must play Reinhardt. When you play Reinhardt, you will learn two things. The first thing is positioning. Where should the team be? As Reinhardt, you are the main tank, you are making a decision where the team will be standing, where the team will be fighting. I'll do a video covering positioning in depth later in this series. The second thing you will learn when you play Reinhardt is how useless your team is. But wait, when you're feeling this way, you probably made some basic mistakes as well. The most obvious mistake is not blocking damage. I've seen Reinhardts who swing his hammer more than holding the barrier. Remember, your main job is to block damage, not deal damage. Okay, that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is charging when it isn't needed. I see this in almost every silver game I play. Let's say we are defending at a choke at Hanamura. Our Reinhardt will just charge past the choke and try to take on the entire enemy team. Now, there are some situations where charging past the choke is correct, but those are very specific situations. Most of the time, it is a wrong decision, and if you are a Reinhardt charging past the choke, at higher levels, that's throwing the game and you will be reported. If you are playing Reinhardt in silver or gold, you can be effective even without charging the entire game. Being aggressive as Reinhardt on attack is okay because part of your job will be to initiate team fights. But on defense, I'd rather play it safe. It's more important to be passive and not die on defense. If you're a less patient person, I recommend Orisa instead of Reinhardt on defense. You will make less mistakes as Orisa when defending, because Orisa is kind of a brain dead hero. You pick a spot, you drop the barrier, everybody stand behind you, okay, you shoot the enemy. Blizzard can probably script an AI to play a decent Orisa. Now Winston is a tank I pick in very specific situations. On maps where you know the enemy is going to run Symmetra, then pick Winston. On these maps you can expect the enemy to run a Symmetra. Now your team will have a very tough time getting past the choke without a Winston. So pick him. Okay, the beauty of Winston is you just need to drag your mouse more or less in the direction of the turrets, and within half a second all Symmetra turrets are gone. Winston is a pretty good answer to deal with Symmetra one-on-one. As many times when I play Symmetra, the enemy Soldier 76 and McCree can't even 2v1 me. But Winston won't have this problem. Okay, another answer to Symmetra is Reinhardt, but Reinhardt has some problems dealing with the turrets, which is why I recommend Winston. Now the basic mistake I see Winston players make is diving the enemy team 1v6. Now most of the time they'll say, I expect my teammates to follow, but Here is where the mistake occurs. The Winston player will see the enemy and immediately press shift to dive the Mercy. Okay, I see this mistake even among gold Winston players, and this person played like almost 100 hours of Winston, and he asked me, why am I stuck in gold? I'm playing tank. I say, it's how you play. If you always dive the enemy Mercy, you're going to be very predictable. If you kill the Mercy and you die, it's trading. Not ideal, it's just an okay result. So a tip I can give you, if you play Winston, walk in, leap out. You save your shift ability to escape. When you play Winston at the basic level, just play as a protector, as a bodyguard. You stay with your healers, make sure the enemy Genji can't just come in and just kill your healer. Okay, just stay beside Genji. If he's smart, he see a Winston, he will not jump in, else he's just going to die. So let's talk about healers. So as for healers, you probably guess who I'm going to recommend. Mercy. Now Mercy is so easy to play, I don't even think I need to teach. That being said, Mercy rework is on the way. Once Mercy 2.0 is released, maybe I'll just do a separate video to cover it. But assuming you are playing Mercy and your friend is Pharah, just follow her and just kill everybody. Now Lucio is the second hero which doesn't require much skill to be effective in Silver. Your main job is to not die and stay near your team and heal them. Any damage you deal is a bonus. The basic mistake I see Silver Lucios make is trying to 1v1 the enemy DPS. Yes, I'm surprised how many Lucios try to 1v1 me when I'm playing Hanzo, McCree, Reaper and Soldier 76. Now these two heroes are basically support, but I understand at lower levels, even in Go, players they categorize them as DPS. On defense, Torbjorn and Symmetra can be very effective even if you are not very experienced with them. Their hero is very similar. You build turrets, your turrets slow down the enemy attack. The reason I recommend playing Torbjorn and Symmetra in Silver and Gold is because in solo queue, the enemy doesn't have the coordination required to take out your turrets efficiently. Chances are nobody's going to pick Winston. Symmetra can get her out the teleporter up within 1 minute. Even I don't play Symmetra that much, when I do play her on defense, I can get my teleporter up within 1 minute. Now I recommend playing Torbjorn and Symmetra on the following maps. As for where to place the turrets and teleporters, I have an in-depth guide on this in my YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. Now the basic mistake I see players make in Silver is not swapping Torbjorn and Symmetra after they lose the first point. Okay, you have to understand that these two heroes are best for first point defense on the maps I mentioned. You can continue to play them after you lose the first point, provided you are good at them. If you want an easy win on escort maps, pick Bastion. On these maps, I won so many easy games in Gold and Platinum when I picked Bastion and the team built around me. A Bastion with Mercy damage boosting kill things so fast it's ridiculous. So the composition to make this work is a Reinhardt or Orisa. I personally prefer Reinhardt because his hammer can threaten divers. Lucio as the second support to push enemy away when they dive, Bastion. And that wraps up the heroes that I recommend to climb out of Silver. If for some reason you like videos like this, visit my YouTube channel. The channel is Toxic Hanzo Main. If you subscribe to my channel, I promise not to pick Hanzo when you are in my game.